Hi kids, it's me, Senor Antonio. That's Mr. Tony in Espanol, Spanish, and it's time for another video arte lesson. Arte is art in Espanol. And all week we've been doing art that is of and about the country of Spain. We've done a fan over here, a flamenco fan, and last time we made a guitar. You'll notice I added some color to it, made it a little more interesting. And what do I have going on today? Right here. What is that? Well, it kind of looks like a guitar, right? You see a bit of a sound hole there and a bit of it over here, and that looks like the neck of a guitar, and that's part of the body of the guitar, and over here is the other half maybe, and up there's the head of the guitar. Okay, that's an abstract guitar. And as you know, abstract art, completely abstract art, is just shapes and colors. Okay, this is a completely abstract piece of art. It's just all shapes and colors. It doesn't represent anything. Now this is abstract also, but it's not completely abstract. It's just kind of abstract. Okay, it looks kind of like a guitar, but it's not. It's not a realistic drawing or coloring of a guitar. Okay, it's an abstract guitar, and that is inspired by one of the great abstract artists of all time, Spanish artist, and his name is Pablo Picasso. Picasso, you may have heard that name before. So this is inspired by Pablo Picasso, and he made lots of abstract art. He was the guy who really kicked it all off. About 100 years ago or so, he started making these pictures that weren't actual representations of things. They were abstract like this. Okay, and let me show you a couple samples of his. And he did a lot of guitars. He liked guitars. He probably liked flamenco music as well. You'll notice in the background I have the flamenco guitar playing to inspire us. Here's an example of a painting by Pablo Picasso, and I believe it's called Guitar. And it hardly looks like a guitar, but in the center you have a sound hole. And then this is kind of like the neck of the guitar. And then over here you see that curvy shape, which is kind of like the body of the guitar. Let me turn this down a little bit. This flamenco guitarist is getting very excited all of a sudden. Okay, so there it is, an abstract guitar. And this is an example of a type of abstract art that's called cubism. And it's kind of hard to explain what that means. It means that things are kind of broken up into shapes or sides, pieces, like a cube, I suppose. You know, an ice cube has 6 sides. It goes this way and that way and that way. So Picasso just took things and kind of broke them up into pieces. And this actually looks sort of like a cube. Like this could be one side of the cube and that could be another, although I don't think that was his intention. But anyway, this type of abstraction was called cubism. And there are other artists who also made cubist paintings and sculptures. And here is an example of a sculpture, a cubist sculpture. And this was made by Pablo Picasso as well. And you'll notice it's a guitar, but it's not really a guitar, it's an abstract guitar. An abstract cubist guitar sculpture. You can tell it's a guitar because of the sound hole right there, and this looks like the body of a guitar over here. And then going straight up, you have another piece, and that would be the neck of the guitar. It's an abstract neck of a guitar because it doesn't have actual frets and strings, although it does have strings going across for frets, and then strings going up and down. Not guitar strings, just regular string going up and down like the strings of a guitar. Then it's got other pieces. It's got another curvy side over here and some other pieces, and then it's kind of sitting on top of some sort of piece so it can be put on the wall. Okay, so that is some cubist abstraction by Pablo Picasso of a guitar, and that's what we're going to do today. We're going to draw and color an abstract cubist guitar. Okay, so all you're gonna need is paper and crayons. Actually, you'll just need two colors, okay, black and brown. And we're gonna do something like I have here, okay? We'll do it step by step, and you can add to it and do it differently. The nice thing is you don't have to worry at all about whether or not it's looking like a guitar. If you look at it and say, well, that doesn't look like a guitar. Well, it's not supposed to look like a guitar. It's an abstract guitar. Okay, so just do your best. Follow along. And if you don't have material to do it, just watch. Okay, here we go. Make a line like that. I put it on a little bit of an angle there. Okay. And then another line over here. Like that. Okay. It's like a plus sign, sort of. Okay. Two lines. Then up here, make half a circle, like the letter C. Okay, and then do it again. And there you have something that's like a sound hole that usually has that nice inlay around it. I was describing that yesterday, that acoustic guitars, which are made out of wood, will often have this nice inlay around the sound hole to dress it up a bit. Okay, what else? Let's see, I had sort of a plan I made of this over here to guide me. Although I really shouldn't have to worry about how I'm doing it. Anything's going to go here, but a little bit of a plan for me helps. Okay, I think I had this plan next. That's like one side of the guitar, the body. Okay, it's just two bumps. Sort of like a soft letter E, like that. Okay, what else? What else did I do? Another half a circle, smaller. Okay, that's like the other part of the sound hole, I guess. The other half, if you think of it as being split into two, although it's not exactly split into two. Okay, and then what else? I want to make this line a little taller. And then I want to put a rectangle right there, just like that. Just above that little half a circle, like that. And that's kind of like the neck of the guitar. And so if it's kind of like the neck of the guitar, we can kind of put some frets on it. And you can put them across, going any way you like. They don't have to be arranged the way an actual guitar neck is, where the frets start out widely spaced and then they get closer and closer together as you go down the neck. Okay, here I just put them here and there. Okay, so that's good for that part. What else? Let's see. Rectangle over there, another rectangle. Just an abstract rectangle, I guess. Could be the bridge of the guitar. I believe that part's called the bridge. That's where the strings get tied down to. Okay, so with that in mind, let's add a couple of strings. And you'll notice they stop right here at the sound hole, which is abstract because they wouldn't stop at the sound hole. They keep going up over the sound hole and up the neck. So they're kind of like strings, but not really strings. And what else? Oh, over on this side, let's do kind of the other side of the guitar, but smaller. Okay, there. So this half almost looks like a realistic guitar. Okay, what else? Maybe another rectangle down here. We'll just add a few shapes now to make it more abstract. A couple little rectangles down there. Those could be the nuts on the bridge of the guitar where the strings are tied down. There are little nuts that hold the strings to the neck of the guitar, to the whole guitar. Okay, what else? I'll think a minute. Oh, up here on the other side, let's do another rectangle like that. And then there. And there. Couple of shapes, a circle and an oval. And those are kind of like the tuning pegs, right? There would actually be 3 tuning pegs on one side of the head. This is like the head of the guitar. And there are 6 tuning pegs in all because there are 6 strings on a guitar, but I just made a couple there to give it the feel of a guitar, a flamenco guitar. Let's remember we're doing Cubist art inspired by the art and culture of Spain, which has the flamenco guitar and the flamenco dance and the flamenco fan. Where's my fan? It's very hot. I don't want to have the air conditioner on because it's too noisy. It's right behind me and it's too noisy. Okay, fan myself off. What else? One more shape. Another little curve down there. And I could add more to it, but I think that's good. That's a good start. When you're doing abstract art, you know, it's up to you when you finish it or if you want to keep going, right? I think that's pretty good. I might add, if I were doing this as a finished piece of art, I might add something over here. What could I add? Maybe something. This seems a little blank over here, so maybe I'll just add, you know, a bit of a rectangle like that. That's okay. It's good enough. All right, now we're going to color it in a little bit, but not with all different colors like I did with the more realistic guitar. I finished this one up. I filled it in with colors. It looks very tropical. This guitar was more realistic, except for these colors. That's kind of an abstract thing happening there. But I don't want to do colors like that on here. I was thinking, let's stick with actual acoustic guitar colors. And what would those be? Brown. It's the color of wood, right? There are light woods and dark woods, but it's basically a wooden color that's would make up an acoustic guitar. But I only have brown. So how am I going to make different shades of brown? Well, just by going light and dark. So let's start here, and I'll do kind of a dark square, maybe another dark one here, maybe another dark one here. Okay, that if you go nice and heavy with it, you can get a good dark brown. Not really dark, but fairly dark. And then if you want to make it light, let's say I want to do a light brown down here, I go lightly. Like that. Okay, that's pretty good. And then let's see, what else? You know what? I'm gonna do dark brown inside this sound hole, but not all the way. I'm gonna start dark at first, and then I'm gonna lighten it up. I'm gonna make it fade. So I'm gonna show you how to make a simple fade. All right, here's dark brown. Then as I go up through that half a circle, I'm gonna get lighter and lighter, little by little. Okay, so it goes from dark brown and then it fades. Makes it look like there's some kind of light and shadow going on in it. That makes it a little more different, a little more interesting maybe. Okay. And maybe up here I'll do a medium brown, a little darker than this, but not as dark as this. Okay, that looks pretty good. And how about here? I do something like I did here, another fade, but I'll make it dark up here. And as I go down, I'll get lighter and lighter. You know what, I'm just going to do it outside of the strings there too. Remember, this is abstract, so you can pretty much do anything you want with it, right? Get real dark up here. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Maybe I'll do another dark brown here. In between those lines, which are kind of like strings, but again, it's not realistic, so they're not really strings. They're abstract guitar strings. You know what, I'll make it brown here and here. It's kind of like a checkerboard effect there. And then maybe dark brown here. Okay, I don't want to keep going. I don't want to keep you too long. I know my lessons have been running a little bit long. Okay, but you get the idea there. I could keep working on this, or I could call it finished right now. Okay, it's my art. Say that's done. But if I wanted to finish it, I think I would do a little more. But again, I don't want to keep working on it and have you watch me fuss and fiddle with it. As long as you got the idea, you can do just what I've done here, you know, copy along, follow along with me, or you could do something like this, something abstract. But it would be nice if you did a guitar, because if you did that and you come up with something that looks pretty good, you can send it to me and I will put it on the website. You'll send it to agriffin@northwestessex.org, or you can have your parents send it to the teacher, and then the teacher will forward it to me and I'll put it up on the website. Mr. Tony's art class. I believe I sent a link to it before. I'll send the link out again, but I have a bunch of artwork on there, some old artwork. I believe Lamont, Nara, I got some of your pieces when we drew students back in September. Some of the little guys, I have the paper collages we made of the school. There's all sorts of things on there, and there's a few samples from the lessons that I've been doing so far online on YouTube. So it would be nice to have some samples from you. I have a couple from the little kids, John Sell and Aiden sent me a couple things, and Julius. But you older guys, if you have something you want to share, send it along. But if you're not comfortable with that, that's okay. You don't have to, but I'd love to see it, okay? So that's it for today's Spanish art lesson. The art of Pablo Picasso, the great abstract artist, painter, sculptor, and man of Spain. Okay? I will see you next time. Bye-bye.